about Drummond being hurt. This has nothing to do with Drummond being hurt. I just want people to know that right now before they start saying you're celebrating somebody being hurt. That is not the case here tonight. Hit the like button coming through the door, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button coming through the door. It is showtime. It is showtime. It is lights, cameras, action. I want everybody in here. Oh, you don't want to know how much money I won tonight? Every bet I told you, I won. I won every damn bet on the table. Yo, boy, Cino. We hit him good tonight. Hit the like button for your boy Cino. Hit the like button for your boy Cino. Cino win chips all the time, B. All the time. Oh. Oh. Yes. We are back. It feels so good to be back. Oh, he changed a lot, Clem. Clem, I got to tell you, Drummond changed this game so much. He changed it so much because he went from being the answer to the Bucks' victory. I already knew what this was going to be once he was in the game. See, Drummond's success won't happen unless he has AD and LeBron. Then Drummond's success will be, it can be magnified. It is not going to be magnified when he's out there with an inferior shooting team. Sorry about that. With an inferior shooting team like the Los Angeles Lakers. His skills won't be on display. The things that he liked to do, he won't be able to do. Because he doesn't have anybody that can knock down shots or even play defense. He just wants to camp out and get rebounds on bad shots. But it's hard to do that when you're playing on a team where they can actually hit shots. It makes it a little hard for you to get rebounds. Defensively, he can't guard Giannis. Giannis can take him off the dribble. He's too quick. So that's a matchup problem for Drummond. This is why I bet. This is why I bet big. Because I already knew what was on the line. I already knew what was going to happen. And where was LeBron? I didn't see him out there. Did anybody see them? Oh, man. So you probably want to know what happened to Drummond if you didn't watch the game tonight. So let me tell you what happened with Drummond. Just so you would know. Drummond injured his he got a broke toenail, and that's very irritating. Toenail can take down a giant. Without your toes, you're done. And on his right foot, he got like 2 broken toes or jammed up feet wearing them ugly Nikes he had on today. So he was just like a big old slow giant. And Jenny Bustin talked him up like he was the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming over to the Lakers. They doing all these picture taking. This is all karma coming back on the Lakers. They do too much. It's like sit down somewhere. Y'all doing too damn much. Sit down. Play the game. Y'all all into this. They trending. They trolling for likes. It's like sit down somewhere. Quit trolling for likes. That's their problem. They believe they own BS so much that they're sitting there trying to, oh, wait, don't wait till AD get back. By the time AD get back, it might be too late. The guys you got on your team should be able to hit some of the shots they shot tonight. I knew they were going to get blown out by Milwaukee because it's a bad matchup. It is a bad matchup for the Lakers. Without LeBron, they ain't going to have anybody that can guard Giannis and get to the next level. Trez cannot guard him. If they put on the inside, without Drummond being there, they could use Lopez on the inside and draw Lopez out and make Drummond come out the paint. They had to use Marc Gasol a lot, and Marc Gasol looked like he's even more out of shape when he's been sitting down all this time. He didn't got fatter. I'm like, man, did this dude keep growing? He just won't stop growing. He just gonna eat his way out. Now, he was supposed to be on the bench playing limited minutes. Now he's in the game. Drummond's hurt and out the game. My toe. Somebody just said, just sit him out. We ain't going to win this game no way. So before Drummond got hurt and had his toe injuries, when he was in the game, I noticed something. He was a non-factor. He had no impact on the game whatsoever, but I expected this much. And thank you guys for hitting the like button without me having to tell you. I appreciate that. Guys are starting to get it. Oh, that good old Chicago Bulls defense tonight. Devin Booker just ate their lunch, but they didn't have a guy that they love, Zach LaVine. He wasn't going to make a difference, but still, they didn't have him. Drummond quit. That sounds very familiar. Detroit Pistons know about this very much so. Drummond, he got to be motivated to play. He ain't going to be motivated till LeBron and them get back. Trust me. This is Drummond. He ain't good with having the pressure all on him. When they built the team around him and made him the star, he ain't do too well. His reputation for being lazy is well known in the city of Detroit. They got rid of all the players and kept him and built the team around him. And he'll have one game where he had 24 and 16 rebounds. You'd be like, man, Drummond finna come out. There's a reason why he's only made 2 All-Star games. But people don't want to hear that. They want to hear that he's the next coming of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They want to believe all the smoke screen that everybody keeps telling you about him. Now, he is a great additional piece for the Los Angeles Lakers. I've told you that before he even came there. I told you he was going here, and then I told you he was a great piece for them. And the reason why is because it lessens what LeBron has to do. LeBron don't have to do hardly anything, and he don't have to do anything. They don't need him to go out and score points. He can score 3 points if he wants to. That's fine. They just want you to grab some rebounds, protect the paint. That's all we need you to do. We just need you to protect the rim. We good. We do all the scoring on the other end. We got too many shooters on the team. But now you got AD and LeBron got to cover the majority of the offense. Because Dennis Schroeder, he can get his shot, but you ain't going to be able to trust Caruso. You're not going to be able to trust Pope. You're not going to be able to trust Matthews. You're not going to be able to trust Kyle Kuzma. You can't trust these guys night in and night out. The Lakers as a team is shooting 33%. As from 3, they shooting like 29%. They shooting under 30% for 3 as a team. So that lets you know this is not a good shooting team. Hit the like button, good people. So now Drummond, LeBron, and AD are all hurt. And everybody talking Brooklyn in the house, Brooklyn. Right now, the only one that's not injured is Kyrie Irving because James Harden just hurt his hamstring today. He pulled his hamstring, and James going to be out for some games. I can tell you that right now. James ain't playing the next game. Might be the next 2-3 games. So I'm going to give y'all a heads up right now. They won tonight. They came back and won, but they had to struggle, and scrape to win. See, you keep burning James Harden at the end of the candle. Eventually, that candle gonna burn out. You keep burning it at both ends while everybody else is resting, trying to come back for the playoffs. By then, it'll be too late. Allen Brown. Let me explain something to you. When LeBron was here and AD was both playing, the Lakers were not a good team. They weren't. They're not exciting to watch. They're boring. They live on the free throw line. AD was playing the worst he's ever played in his entire NBA career this season. He was out of shape, and he looked terrible. And he never got a chance to get in shape because he got hurt. Luka was terrible, and everybody was telling people Luka is terrible right now when the season started because he was out of shape. But every announcer is telling them and talking about how out of shape he is. Luka is out of shape. But they never said anything about one other person that was out of shape, and that was AD, because that doesn't go along with the status quo. So when you say things that don't go along with the status quo, we all know what happens after that, right? You don't play along, they get rid of you. So don't forget to hit that like button. If you just got here, Drummond got hurt tonight, and the Bucks was whooping them anyway. It didn't even matter. So it wasn't like, oh, man, the game got away from him once Drummond got hurt. Nope. It was a double-digit lead when he was there. It was a double-digit lead basically the whole game. I knew they would get blown out. They cannot beat the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks team is designed to beat the Lakers. A team like that will dominate them. They have shooters, better shooters on their team. That's one. Two, they play better defense. They move without the ball. It's not just all isolation basketball, even though when they get stupid, they go into an ISO mode. They had lost 3 in a row. I knew this was exactly what they needed to get back on their feet. And they were going to send a message to the Lakers because they don't like the team anyway. They don't like all the BS around them, and I don't blame them. So tear their butts up. And that's what they did. Tore their butts up. Well, Drew was going to light him up. Dennis Schroeder is not a defender. He's not. He's an offensive scoring guard. He's okay with defense. He can play some tight defense in a stanza, but he's not going to be your lockdown defender on defense because he's thinking more offensively. He played from losing teams. And when you play on losing teams, you have this losing mentality of you score, I score. You know, so to him, it was like, it means nothing if they lose. You know, like, hey, all right, well, okay, he scored. That's all right, I'm going to go down and score on him. You know, we having fun out here. Might as well get our points up. It's like, no, dog, we trying to vie for championships. When you're on a championship team, you got to have a different philosophy. Like I told you, not every team out here is thinking, let's win the championship. Oh, I'm watching Josh Bob when ain't my money on the line. Big money on the line. It was some G's on the line. And guess what? Oh, Josh Bob, we already discussed that. Already said that he's going to be out for about 2-3 games. You ain't going to see James for about 2-3 games. he finna start resting now because they can't have James out. So Kevin Durant, we got to get the update on when he's coming back. He's supposed to return back sometime in April, from what I heard. But then again, people are trying to keep it hush hush. Now, it's not like the NFL where they have to update you on injuries like it's a requirement. Here, they can lie, they can mislead you, they can tell you everything in the NBA. Oh, he's doing just fine. He's up and running around. He'd be up there with an IV oxygen tank. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah, he just did some laps. He'd be like, dude be out there. You ain't see him out there? It was great. Oh, man, everybody was high-fiving the guy. The guy was like, dude, this dude been in a coma-like state for 3 months. I don't know what they talking about. They never going to tell you the truth. I should start a gambling channel? Nope, because people will be losing their money coming to me. Cino, I lost my house. You told me it was a lock. No. Cino don't need that kind of pressure. I had some crazy guy who lost it all on my porch with a rifle. She left me. Everybody left me. Because of you, Cino. You told me it was a lock. I don't need that. I don't need that at all. Because I would have blasted him off the porch a long time ago before he finished the speech. Did I recoup from last night? Oh, what about last night? I done forgot about last night. Today makes up for last night. Big time. That's how you rebound, baby. Woo, you get burned yesterday, you come back and do the burning today. He's like, I'm watching King Kong versus Godzilla right now. What took you so long? What took you so long? I went to the movies and saw it in 4DX. Oh, yeah. Now, here's the thing that I was talking about before, though, with the Lakers. Here's what their problem is. A lot of people don't understand the Lakers have a major problem. And their major problem is that they have no identity. Well, a lot of people are talking conspiracy because the Utah Jazz plane had to make an emergency landing. Now, that was on Tuesday. That was no injuries. It was a flock of birds that hit the plane. That's why they have multiple engines. It had enough to get there. They wanted to make sure the team plane land and everything else safely, and that's what matters. So people talking about conspiracy. They trying to take the Jazz out just to help LeBron. Another sacrifice. It was averted. Jazz better look out. Conspiracy theorists, look, if the NBA would do something like that, they would never recover. Do you understand that? That's too dramatic. No. You know how many lives that is, man? No. That just ruins your game. That's like a call for the season, No. So thank God, sometimes I understand the conspiracy theories. Yes, they are cover-ups. Yes, they are these things, but sometimes you go a little too far. Well, all this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they put all this pressure on Drummond, and then his first game was against Giannis, It's like, what are you doing? Well, first of all, Drummond was like out of shape. period. He's out of shape. He's been sitting out so many games. It's like he hasn't even been playing. Well, the Lakers was hitting a bunch of threes early, and that was it. Oh, yeah, he got Drummond up in the air. Giannis was making Drummond look so stupid. That whole second quarter, man, just quick, too quick. That's a bad matchup for him, but you're in the West. In the West, you don't have to deal with Giannis. Well, Drummond, he's stumbling going back to the locker room. He was done. He was a non-factor, but he's not the guy that's gonna take over the game. He's gonna help you, but he's not gonna be the impactful player. You're not gonna see his impact and his work on the game until he plays with AD and LeBron. That's when you're gonna see. He had 1 rebound and 4 points tonight. He only played 14 minutes, so now his toe is injured. So you got to try to figure out what's going to happen there, and he might not be able to play. When you got a toe injury like that, it's hard to get going and move around. You could tape it up. Toe injury, man. People stepping on your toes all through the game. He lucky this ain't the 80s. If they know you got an injury somewhere, they go for your injury. They be stepping on your feet and everything, trying to make it look accidental. Yeah, I made that live. We had a back stream one time. That's old. That was like a while ago, and I just forgot it was there, and I just put it out, and I made it for everybody. Everybody get to see it. So that was earlier today. I just wanted to put that out so everybody get to see what it's like. Oh, Shannon gonna try to spin it tomorrow and talking about, well, they need Braun. They had everybody out there. Wait till Braun and AD get back. No, he looked like Drummond. Drummond looked the same way. When have you seen Drummond look pumped to play? When have you seen him get emotional? When have you seen him get fired up? He always plays like he don't have a pulse, and he walks around slow. He looked like Kong out there. Kong got more movement than him. But Giannis thing was, who I got winning it? Anybody except LeBron. So I'm rooting for them. I want the Clippers to play the Nets. That would be ideal. But if Milwaukee go, I'm cool with that too. Cool with anybody going except for the Lakers. The Lakers don't make it, and once they eliminated, boy, do you know the type of party I'm going to throw. It's going to be hookers, strippers, fire trucks, everything. We going to party. Oh, I watched them play on the Cavs. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. The Cavs, it fit the Cavs. The Cavs can run up and down the floor. They have young players. They don't have a bunch of old bodies. They got a bunch of young guys who can run and get up and down the field. And then when they're not shooting well, what you notice is that when they're not shooting well, the rebounding opportunities are there. You got guys that can get to the rim. So when you see all these rebounds and you see all these opportunities to get buckets. Nobody was taking the Cavs seriously. That was early in the year. The Cavs are losing team. It's easier to get your stats there. This is the Lakers. This is the big show. This is all the cameras. It's more press. Everything. All this pressure tonight. Everybody was looking at Drummond. Drummond's here. Yeah, they gave him a big ovation, everything. They compare him to Kareem. He never had this much publicity in his entire life. You think he finna handle that very well? Yeah, well, oh, well, you got to think about it. It's a lot of players out there. Yeah, well, there's a lot of players out there, and it's a lot of problems, definitely, even on the Lakers. So you got to make decisions. So a lot of things that have to go wrong or go right. Oh, the guy we talked about earlier today, and they said he wasn't a factor. Joe Harris came out and won the game for him. Blake Griffin hit a three, big shot. Yeah, Kyrie don't pass. He a gun, but he had 12 assists when James Harden got out of the game. Getting 12 assists altogether. The Lakers have a lot of inside problems. I know because there's some people out here. The Chicago Bulls are very interested in signing Dennis Schroeder, but they don't really want to pay $100 million for him. But they're interested in having him in some type of trade situation. They want to try to get him or get Lonzo Ball when the season's over. They really want Lonzo Ball. I don't think they're gonna keep Kobe White, and I think they're willing to go in different directions. Yeah, it was more of a precautionary method with Kevin Durant. He might have had a tear. When you have a slight tear, slight muscle tear, you're gonna be out for a while, like months, to try to get back. So that hamstring tightness and all that could have been a tear, and they just didn't want to put all this, camera and interviews, and they just saying, okay, it's hamstring, is what it is. And meanwhile, he don't have to report to anybody. He don't have to say anything. It's just that's what it is. Well, you got to understand that when you make a situation personal or you take it, you got to take advantage of your situations. A lot of teams want Dennis Schroeder. The Los Angeles Lakers wanted to sign him for like 84 million. He wants 100. And you're gonna have too many players on this team next year. That's not. I don't think you're gonna have them. It was very dumb for Trez to sign that deal. You're gambling and you're playing with your life. You can have knock on wood, but as you can see what happened with the Lakers, players get injured all the time. And that could cost you hundreds of millions of dollars. Ask Boogie Cousins. Right on line for a major contract where he's up for the Supermax. 100+ million. And he tears his ACL right before the playoffs. And AD ends up balling out and getting a major contract. And Steph is up for a contract extension. And of course, the Golden State Warriors will keep Steph Curry. He's not leaving the Golden State Warriors. And to make it even more stupid, fans who are casual fans are buying into the fact LeBron wants to play with Steph Curry. He's trying to play with Steph Curry. They're trying to change the narrative to keep LeBron's name into something. You guys have to understand that LeBron's not even playing. And he can't help to not see his name and stuff. So to put it and attach it to Steph Curry, saying LeBron wants to play with Steph next season, it's ridiculous. You think they're going to sign Steph Curry? You're going to have Steph Curry, LeBron, and AD. Drummond's contract, like Drummond's gone next year, so you won't have him. You're going to have Trez's contract playing for the Lolo. Come on. No, stop it. um, well, you got to look at the situations here, when I understand what you guys are saying, but you got to look at something, and I want to make it clear. The Los Angeles Lakers have a major problem, and it's at the 2-guard position. Who is the Lakers' 2-guard? You see what I'm saying? They don't have a 2-guard. LeBron James and Schroeder are both point guards on the team. Schroeder is really the 2-guard, and LeBron is really playing the point. But Schroeder is a guy who scores better, not off the pass, on the ball. He's got to have the ball. He's got to get in rhythm, do a pick and roll where he can stop and pop. He's that kind of guy. LeBron plays better when he has the ball. So they get in each other's way. And Schroeder is just basically waiting to get the pass, and then he's going to set up. So LeBron's going to kill about 6-7 seconds off the clock. Schroeder's going to get the ball. He's going to kill the other rest of the top clock. The ball does not move. The Lakers don't have ball movement. They just don't. They never did, even when AD was there. They give the ball to AD down the stretch after they get through messing around with it. They lose to teams that know how to move the ball. If you pass 4 or 5 times on the Lakers, you're going to wear them down. LeBron's got to run and keep up with them. They're going to run out of gas. Atlanta, they had a strategy when they played the Lakers: keep the tempo fast, keep it fast, keep it fast, keep it fast. The Pelicans played this way: keep it fast, just run them, run them, run them. And this was making LeBron gas out, tired, and eventually he ended up breaking on that stretch, or he ends up getting hurt during the same week, because he's spending all these minutes and he's running up and down the court. His body is, in 34, this is taxing on your body. No matter how much you got to spend extra time to keep your body in shape, to try to keep up with guys who are 19 and 21 years of age who could run like gazelles. It take you a lot to generate that energy, and you can't sustain it for that long. So it would be better and beneficial to you to play in separate times, because even though you're being on the court, you think you're resting by not doing anything, and that's going to let you preserve energy. You're wrong. It doesn't. As long as you're moving up and down, your heart rate's going to be out there. If you're still on your feet, you're basically burning energy. Yeah, he's like 36 to the fifth power. When you play basketball, something that's high energy like that is taxing on your body. It's going to wear you down, and you're not going to be able to sustain. No, I don't. I just need more money. That's what I need. You said the Clippers might come out the West. How you feel that? I mean, I agree with you. I think they're playing the best basketball right now. Well, we'll have to see. The way I look at it is always different. I always look at it as an opportunity for some teams to move forward, but moving forward in a way where it's beneficial to the game. I don't like the Lakers because I don't like the way LeBron James plays the game. I think he plays the game in a trash way. He plays just everybody standing around. It's not basketball. It's just like everybody standing around, running pick and roll basketball. That's just it. That's all they could run. And it's pathetic. It's a really pathetic attempt, and it makes everyone else look ridiculous trying to run these plays. Yeah, it looks really bad. I mean, I've seen it, and it didn't make sense when I saw it, and it definitely was not making sense to me like throughout. It's another one of those situations where you wonder how they got away with doing this for this long. But they got to try to keep LeBron winning, so they got to keep putting superstar on his team to keep his team up there. And if you keep doing that, other teams who are playing the right way are going to have to play this way to say, okay, well, you're going to let this guy stack the deck, while we're trying to use the draft and grow. This is a bad trend you're setting for your league, because every team is going to start to do this now. This is going to be the norm. So now it's no more player development. No more we're going to be patient with this guy. You got to be great coming out of high school and college, to play in the league, or we just going to get rid of you in like 1-2 years. There's no development. Some players, it takes them 3-4 years before they become better and better and they grow. Kobe Bryant was 17. He had to wait 4 years, before he started really maturing. His body started maturing. He became Kobe Bryant. But at that time, Allen Iverson was better than him. It's a lot of players, but he was learning each year and getting better. So you ruin the process of players developing, and you halt their progress. You look at Brandon Ingram. Look where he's at now. And look at his game, how it improved. The talent was there. You just have to let it mature and grow. Like Lonzo Ball, he's not an outstanding player, but he's light years better than what he was his first year in the league. When players are that young, you don't really know what they're going to be yet or what their situation is. So you got to kind of see what they mold into. Dame Lillard has done nothing but improve since he's been in the league. He improved on shooting. He improved on discipline down the stretch. Yeah, I know. Jordan Clarkson finna be sixth man of the year. You got Julius Randle, who should be in the conversation for most valuable player. You have Brandon Ingram, who was most improved player of the year last year. So it shows you that the Lakers had talent. All this talent that the Lakers had, they got rid of. They had Lou Williams on their team. They got rid of Lou Williams. They got rid of all these players that they could have been a young team that was dangerous. But they gave up because they got to win now. And they got to get it all right quick. Gave it all up. Zubac, yeah, gave it up on Zubac, a great center. You had, and this is what I don't understand. The talent was there with Zubac from the Lakers. He was the shining bright spot out of everything. That's what we said. We like, man, Shoebox is balling. That was the first thing we said. When we saw him over there playing, we said, man, Shoebox can play. Look at Shoebox out there balling. He was balling. And I'm like, y'all traded him. And unbelievable. I was just like, this is how stupid the Lakers are. They going to trade him to the Clippers. The Clippers is like, y'all don't want this guy? Let's do that trade ASAP. Well, it's like baseball. Like the Lakers is always going to be up there. The Celtics, as long as they got Boston and if they got Boston and they got the Lakers winning, either one or the other, they're good. That's like their market. They got to have a big market team. So Boston is winning some games. They're going to be in the playoffs. Lakers in the playoffs. Everything's normal. Baseball, it used to be Red Sox and Yankees. Now it's Dodgers and Yankees. They want that Dodgers-Yankees World Series. No, I don't think that. Hit the like button too. We kind of got stuck here, and people weren't hitting the like button. A lot of craziness started going on here. Denver is dangerous. Of course, they're dangerous. I mean, Joker right now is most valuable player. Joel Embiid, they trying to see when he'll be back and take it. They're gonna take it real slow. Zubac is not somebody that's average. Who's calling Drummond trash? Nobody said Drummond is trash. See, this is what I'm saying. People don't listen no more. No, Zubac is better at the position. He's better offensively, but his job is not to do he's a better passer than Drummond. Drummond's a better rebounder, but Drummond is mostly lazy. He's more, I think, agile than Drummond is. But his job, they don't have shoebox in there for all of these different reasons that you might think. He plays a role. He's doing pick and rolls, running out, catching the ball, pulling out guys. They got him doing a whole bunch of different things. He's not just the rim protector. You're protecting the rim. He's going to battle with guys though. But you'll see him. He'll be battling Drummond. That's coming up this week. That's this Saturday, I think. You're going to see Shoebox versus Drummond. Well, he's slow. His feet are terrible. Drummond has terrible footwork. So he doesn't have an offensive game whatsoever. And he's out of shape. If you looked at Drummond, he was out of shape. People forget he's been sitting down all this time. He hasn't really been playing. And there's a whole difference from being in game shape and then running a couple of scrimmages. It's not basketball shape. But he'll be all right when I told y'all when LeBron gets here and AD be here, then you'll see his worth. You'll see what he's really good at. So he can just worry about protecting the rim. Now all lights and cameras on him. But now you got to worry about his foot. Because this will be a nagging injury with him. Big men, when they got toe injuries, it's hard for you to recover your toe injury or have an ingrown nail situation. That's a painful thing to have. Brooklyn going to be out of the house if they don't figure out what's going on real soon. Because James Harden is hurt. Mm-hmm. Well, I try not to be. Well, yeah, he's kind of, James needed some rest. He really did. But He pulled himself out immediately. James is real good at not forcing it. If he feel like something's hurt, James will take himself out the game. So as soon as his hamstring felt a little tight or he strained it a little bit, James out. He ain't finna push it. So he'll get it checked out and then they'll go from there. But I don't think he played the next 3 games. Just to give him some days. To me, Julius Randle should be in the conversation for most valuable player. I mean, you look at what he has to work with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my man Peyton blew this game today, man. Everybody in New York wanted to rip him apart, man. They was like, man, Elgin Peyton, if I see that dude, man. 2 bonehead turnovers. So that was over the back. Well, that's not a game. That's a game you got to win if you're the Knicks. Well, the Knicks, Hawks, and Boston Celtics. Can you believe the Boston Celtics are in 8th spot? They're in the 8th spot right now. They 2 games under 500. The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics was 3rd. That tells you how quickly they fell. The Charlotte Hornets are in 4th. All right? It's the Nets, and they only got a half game lead on the 76ers. The Bucks is 2.5 games out. The Hornets is after that, 4 on the way down to 8. Everybody about a game or 2 away from each other. Like the Heat is 5th, the Hornets are 4th, the Knicks are 6th, the Hawks, Atlanta Hawks are 7th, and the Celtics are 8th. Toronto was doing well and they started losing, but they ain't been at the crib, because of the COVID thing. They got to just stay in Miami, and out there in Tampa rather. So they just kicking it. They out in Florida. Imagine being in from Canada to Florida. That's like paradise. And you want these dudes to be focused? These dudes ain't focused. And I tell you, the league didn't give a damn about them. They didn't want them really in the bubble because of what was happening over there in Canada. And traveling out of the country back and forth. They want to limit all that. So bringing them into the bubble, you was going to have to deal with family and all that stuff. But now it's so expensive to maintain that they can't sustain that consistently. So now you have to worry about, okay, who we're going to bring in as far as like, we got to bring somebody in here to get this done. We need to bring somebody in here to get that done. Oh, yeah, man. I was crazy. I was the only one in the movie theater losing my mind watching King Kong and Godzilla. I want to see. So great comeback though. Yeah, this will make the thing is Philly is getting stronger. They're actually playing as a team, meaning that they are not depending on Ben Simmons to save them at all. Oh, Frank and Bile is having a conversation. We got the Bile movement in there. He said you quote Little Nas X lyrics. Way to go, Bow. See, Bow be scared to grab the thing. Why don't he come on the stream yard? You got the link. Go on in there and have your conversation. Go on and talk. Yeah, it's April Fool's Day and you the fool. You the fool, Bow. Well, they're gonna have to make changes next year. They're gonna see if they're gonna move on from the coach or whatever in Boston because it seems like no one's listening. He's lost the team. I think Boston's a little immature and they don't know how to sell out. Everybody wants to, it's my team. I'm the guy down the stretch. I got to make the shot. Jason Tatum is like tonight, you don't go down 23 to Dallas and you had to fight to come all the way back. I mean, this team they too good. It's too many weapons on the team for you to be falling down like that. Yeah, they blame Kyrie for everything. Kyrie tried to tell them that was fool's gold. And they didn't. It's like Kyrie's trying to tell them, look, we can go all the way if everybody buy in, but I knew they were going to have problems. When they come back in to the season and everybody was like, look at what we did when y'all wasn't here, the veterans versus the young guys. Brown and Tatum arguing with Kyrie and everything else. Like, man, when you going to take some responsibility? What you doing? So when you got players that don't want to buy in and they reading the ESPN headlines saying that Tatum needs to be shooting the ball. Tatum and those guys did fine when Kyrie wasn't there. He's like, see, they know what I'm saying? See, they know it on ESPN. And you let all that infiltrate your camp. That tears you apart. Then you got people that don't want to buy in. And then Tatum became like privileged. It's a little difficult, because you got to think about it. You dealing with people that's on a higher thinking plane. Like they not thinking what you probably thinking about when it comes to that. Yep. Yeah, the Pistons. Yeah, you know, Drummond's injury is not that serious. Oh, Drummond's injury is not that serious. So a big man with a toe injury is not that serious. Shaq had a toe injury. Guess what happened to Shaq? When you don't have your toes and you're a big man with slow feet, it's a problem. I ain't saying this is gonna be something that's gonna put him out of games. It's just an annoying injury because I think it's his toenail. He probably got an ingrown toenail that's a problem, or worse than that, his toenails is off. I think he got like 2 broke nails on his toe. I mean, I don't like it either. It's like when you see things like that happen, you be like, I ain't with this. I don't have to monitor him every day. I just tell people what it is. I just give them the truth. I speak the truth to the youth. I say, hey, youth, here's the truth. Take it how you want. Dennis Schroeder right now wants $100 million from the Lakers. He's not willing to take the $84 million extension. He wants 100. He feels he's worth 100. He got teams that's interested in signing him. The Chicago Bulls are one of the teams that's interested in signing him. They want Lonzo Ball next season, or they want Dennis Schroeder. But I don't know if they're willing to pay him $100 million. So they're going to be looking more likely to go down the route of taking Lonzo Ball. No, OKC is going a whole nother route. They're not going no more $100 million player route right now. No, the Houston Rockets, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, but they weren't looking at Dennis Schroeder at all. I think the Pistons should have drafted Obi, but he ended up going to the Knicks. And that's the first time the Knicks really got the draft right in a long time. But they got pieces that they need to compete. I said the Knicks are about 2 to 3 pieces away from being a team that you're going to have to respect. Like, this ain't the Knicks no more. Like, oh, we finna just come in, blow them out, get a victory. Nah, this ain't them type of teams no more. They just about 2, 3 players away from them being in the mix. Like right now, they're a playoff team, but it's just like matchup problems. Like Luka's a nightmare for Boston, and he's a nightmare for teams like the Clippers. When you got a big point guard that could shoot like that, that's going to be a nightmare because now you got to put Kawhi at the top of the key. He's going to have to guard that big guy on times. He's going to have to switch. Paul George going to have to switch and get out on Luka. They're going to have to, the point guard's going to have to switch because Luka's a 6'8", 250 point guard that step back, shoot threes. So you're going to have to switch and put your best defender at the top of the key on him. This opens it up for everybody else in mismatches. So when the Lakers play the Clippers this Saturday, you're going to see shoebox on Drummond. then you can go ahead and make your opinions there. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Clippers have a hard time with him. Like if they'd have played Denver, to me was a much easier matchup for them, and they had no business losing that. It's just the bubble and everything else, but still they had a big lead. That was a team they should have never lost to. They match up real well with them. The only problem with Denver is I think Michael Porter Jr. does not fit well playing with Murray. Those two, you're gonna have to separate those. They don't play well together. I think Michael Porter Jr. is basically out of there. Now that they got Gordon, they basically saying we're not keeping Michael Porter Jr. So Michael Porter Jr. gonna have to go somewhere else. Well, Drummond has never looked fast in his career, so I didn't expect anything other than. Yep. So I did. I don't know if you guys got a notification, but I did the truth behind uh, Paul Mooney and Paul Dave Chappelle. They little beef that a lot of people didn't know nothing about. Oh yeah. Now that it's April, if you get on the Patreon now, it's gonna blow up. We got a lot of explosions finna kick off. And we ain't gonna slow down. Now, you just gonna have to wait for it. But everything starts on the 1st. So I'm gonna get out of here, get to work. Thank y'all for holding it down. Yeah, that live stream took a toll out of me, boy. I was asleep for a minute. Y'all had me out here sleeping like crazy. Yes, sir. Uncle Frank, Steve, Amo, JC, HD even made it over. HD might do a StreamYard, so if y'all check him out, he might do a StreamYard tonight. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know what T is. He probably working hard. Down Detroit T, baby. Thank everybody. Nicholas Jacobs for always making it. I don't know how he does it, but he makes it. Right now, he watching King Kong and Godzilla. He getting off on that. That's gonna break a box office record. I went to the movie theaters, man. There was so many shows sold out. People had like, nah, we got to see that at the movies. You ain't lying. You got to see that at the movies. But don't forget, join the Casino for Life Patreon today. This is the day to sign up. On the 1st. Kick it right off. Kick the month right off.